is it just me, or have you heard a lot of chatter happening around the idea of dupes, releasing fragrance houses, and we're just tired of it? Apparently, that's the word on the street. And when I say we, it's the voices that have been speaking about this lady. They seem to want to speak for everyone in the fragrance community, and I am concerned because I don't know what is the problem. Why does it seem like there has been a recent influx of attacks, for lack of better words? And I say attacks more because these are no longer discussions or conversations. It's like critique list with a heavy heaping of vitriol. So why are these things happening of recent? And to me, it's because of a lot of misconceptions around illicit fragrance houses, dupes, and all of that. So I don't know what the problem is, and that's why I decided to make this video, because as someone who, thank God, has access to fragrances from a wide array, and be luxury, affordable, dupes, I understand all of these areas, and I don't think it's fair to just be linear or laser focused towards one section, which is the dupes. Now let's talk about dupes, because it's been in existence for as long as I can remember, decades, much longer than what we know and call modern perfumery. And dupes didn't just start within the Middle East, nor are dupes only tied to affordable list of fragrance houses. I mean, here in the US, we have a lot of brands that cater to creating inspired scents, alternatives, dupes. And I don't seem to hear people complaining as much as they're doing right now for these affordable Middle Eastern fragrance houses. We can talk about Dupes. Dupes has been around for almost a decade, and they started off created alternative fragrances to luxury scents. I mean, and they're so successful, they're now stocked in a lot of the big retailers like Target, Walmart, and I believe they're one of the best-selling fragrance houses here in America. You have the Fragrance Vault in Europe doing the exact same thing, creating affordable versions of luxury fragrances. Yet, I don't hear as much disdain for these brands as I do hear about Melissa fragrance houses. And the notion that Melissa fragrance houses are solely dupes is laughable to me, because I've heard about Amouage. That is a Melissa fragrance house. That's a brand that is centered on being fully, lavishly Arabic. You have the Spirit of Dubai, where fragrance bottles are as high as almost $2,000. You have Ridian, you have the Arabian Oud. I can go on and on about these luxury fragrance houses that are Middle Eastern. So the concept of Middle Eastern fragrance houses just being cheap houses, we need to just take that away. Also, since a lot of people seem not to be aware, a lot of the popular Middle Eastern fragrance houses that have been around for years, I'm not talking about those that just opened a year or two and whose sole purpose is about duping. Let's take them away from this conversation, and I will not defend them. But the ones that have built a mark within the market, have been in existence for decades. I'm talking about the Latifahs of this world, Hot Lodge. They have created a presence, and they have become an integral part of the fragrance community, because they did not start off being dupe houses. They started off making original creations. I mean, they have attires, they have decors, they have actual fragrances that were crafted, concocted before any of these luxury brands or maybe popular designer houses even thought about starting or adding fragrances to their brands. So it's so unfortunate that a lot of people are not aware of these, and maybe they choose not to speak about it. But just lumping up a brand into being a dupe house is unfair. You know, these brands understand the art of perfumery. And let me speak about a brand like Latifah. Understanding the art of perfumery, knowing that they use natural ingredients to make their perfumes, they've made it affordable, they made it accessible, and they have also realized that, hey, we can create our original scents. I mean, Latifah has worked with the Quantum Biche, the man behind so many masterpieces that women wear, love, rely on every single day. They work to Quantum Biche not once, twice. You also have like them collaborating with the fragrance institutions like Givaudan. And correct me here, but I believe that the reason they are even able to work with this reputable and prestigious institutions is because they have met the requirement, passed every quality check, and they're allowed to do what they want to do. There's also the demand within the fragrance community and even beyond for lovers of perfumes or people who are interested in perfumes to get fragrances that are affordable. And that makes me wonder, is the reason behind this sudden anger because fragrances are now accessible to all? It's almost like the democratization of accessibility. Now everyone can get a fragrance. You can buy your $500 fragrance. I can buy my $20 fragrance, and we're literally going to smell the exact same way. I mean, what is wrong with that? Why are we pocket watching people? Now, not everyone can or wants or should spend $500 on a fragrance or even $100 on a fragrance. Nah, it's all about priorities. I think we should even be appreciated that a lot more people are interested in smelling good, which has been a problem for a long time. People have been relying on their bodily fluids, thinking that that is attractive. It is not. We have been hounded with so much horrible smells from people that it's so heartwarming to see that they're now interested in prioritizing their hygiene. Being serious, I honestly feel that it's because of the accessibility right now, and nobody cares. You go out for an event and you smell good, you smell good. No one's going to ask you, oh, how much did you spend on that fragrance bottle? You a hoot. Like, God forbid, but if I did ever ask a person that, I would not remember. I'm more concerned about the fact that the person smells great, not how much they spent on their fragrance. And it's funny again to be, a lot of these conversations I've heard are funny to me because I haven't heard the perfumers behind these luxury fragrances complain. It's almost as if someone died and made some of these complainers the custodians of the fragrance community, because why are you bothered about dupes? And since you're so bothered about dupes, can we talk about the fact that a lot of people love Zara fragrances, and allegedly a lot of them are dupes? What then do we call fragrances that literally smell the exact same way and they're priced at $300 and above? I mean, we all can attest to the fact that Oriana by Parfum de Marly smells a lot like Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. Are we going to deny the fact that Herba Pura smells a lot like Kerke by Tiziana Terenzi? Aventus has purchased so many fragrances. You cannot act like that's not true. I have lost count of how many luxury fragrances remind me of Baccarat with 540. So we now want to get into when a perfumer recreates the same fragrance for two different brands. I mean, Vanagloria smells just like Baby Cat by Yves Saint Laurent, made by the same perfumer, Dominic Ropian. They literally smell the exact same way. What do we then say? It's not a dupe anymore when a perfumer more or less recreates his fragrance for two different brands. Maybe he didn't do it intentionally, but they smell the same. We've made that. And we have so many examples of that where a perfumer's work can be smelled on another fragrance that they have created for another brand. But then, we can still excuse that. It may just have happened, accord form, whatever. Then what is the case with flankers, where a fragrance is made so many times, just giving a different name to sell it? But you and I know that it's literally the exact same juice. That's not a dupe, because based on the logic, dupes are when a fragrance smells like something else and is resold. What do we say about these flankers? There's so many of them. Oh, the recent thing that I love that's been happening lately is the influx of Elixir and Absolute and Extrait to make us feel that we're getting something different when, let's be serious, we're getting the exact same juice. That's a dupe. You cannot tell me that the reason you're releasing a fragrance is because of the performance. No, should have done that from the onset. You worked on that fragrance in the lab. To me, that's a dupe. At the end of the day, there will always be new fragrances. You cannot claim exclusivity in a space like this. I said this before and I said it again. Who died and made anybody the custodian, the gatekeeper of the fragrance world? I need to know. It makes no sense. Let people wear what they want to wear. If you're concerned about it, oh well. The only time I would fully speak against a dupe is when obviously toxic ingredients are used. And like I said earlier, when a brand is created with the sole purpose of duping, I will not support them. Lattafa has original fragrances. They started off creating original fragrances. They delved into inspired scents. There is the demand, they're meeting with the supply. It is as simple as that. But in as much as they have been delivering these inspired scents, they have also been churning out original fragrances that are incredible. Havlas released a beautiful musk fragrance. It was crafted by the creator of the brand. And let me tell you, that's one of the best musk fragrances I have smelled in such a long time. It lasts for ages. It's pure blend. Stunning. Why are we trying to limit people's experiences and make them feel bad? You're spending your money buying a luxury fragrance that you in your heart know smells just like the fragrance that was released years ago. I'm not going to start calling names. I've done that already. Do the math. Go to Fragrantica. That's one of my favorite places to go to. And some of the best-selling luxury fragrances, look at the Reminds Me of section. I bet you will be shocked at how similar some of the luxury fragrances are. It's wild to me. But let's try to wrap this up. Not to me, people sound when they complain about dupes and all of that. It's risks of classism when people do this. Again, people have their priorities, but that shouldn't take away their desire to smell good. And if smelling good means that they have to buy a dupe, so be freaking it. When people complain, they remind me of people who frown at public schools for having similar curriculum with their private schools where they send their kids to. It's like, let these people learn. Why are you so bothered? You know what is funny to me? People who complain about dupes a lot of times love their tacos. But guess what? Except you live in the gorgeous country called Mexico, every single taco you eat outside of that country is a freaking dupe. How about that? If you eat a taco and celebrate Taco Tuesday and you don't live in Mexico, you're eating a dupe. Yeah, what are we talking about here? I'm just trying to put things into concept as how ridiculous we sometimes sound when we're complaining about dupes. Luxury houses dupe themselves, allegedly. Perfumers dupe their work, allegedly. Okay, what is the deal? Why are you bothered? You cannot copyright a smell. And surprisingly, probably not, it appears that the rise of inspired fragrances has sort of increased the presence and the market share of fragrances within the luxury houses that are being duped. So for example, you know how Baccarat 540 seems to be the most duped fragrance? A lot more people are desirous of the real thing because once they smell the dupe, they're like, oh my God, is this how good this smells? I want to get a Baccarat 540 bottle one day. It's a win-win. MFK will still make their money. You understand what I mean? Like, so at the end of the day, except you have like a core stake in any of these brands, which we're probably not aware of, I think just let people be. Your audience is still going to be there, except you're concerned that people are not going to use your discount code or coupon to buy these luxury fragrance houses. Oh well, it is what it is. Let them buy what they want. And as for me, God willing, I'll continue to talk about my affordable fragrances, my dupes, my luxury fragrances, my designer scents. And hey, for you fragrance snob, I hope you do know that niche does not mean luxury. Niche is the core of what a person or a brand does. So if a brand's core is about making fragrances or things that smell good, that is their niche. No matter how we try to move the numbers, the affordable fragrance houses will not make as much as the luxury fragrance houses. Okay, yeah, well, they're not original, they're not creative. Great, I hear you, I feel you, I also support that concern. But I hope you're having that same talk and discussions around these luxury fragrance houses that are replicating the same sense, allegedly. Are they bothered that they're not being original, but they're selling these fragrances for high prices? I mean, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. So if you're going to shout and be angry with the affordable houses, that is fair, completely valid. Channel the same energy with this other brand selling you stuff so high when it's not worth that much. So again, that brings me to the question, what really is the problem? And I think I've come to the answer that people are concerned about the accessibility. They can no longer have their noses up in the air and talk about the fact that their fragrances are worth $500, $600, $300. No. What will you say when you find out that a person's fragrance is worth $20 and it lasts much longer than yours, huh? You're going to be mad. Stay mad. Anyways, it's all love here on this channel. I just want people to just breathe a little. By this time next month, there are already new fragrances from both the affordable houses and the luxury houses. What are we going to do? Are we going to keep fighting? We shouldn't. Let's learn to love what we love. Let people be who they want to be. Explore what they want to explore. It is what it is. Life is so short. There are more important things to be worried about, like those people who are yet to take their hygiene seriously and keep hitting us with an onslaught of body odor. Doesn't cost you anything to take a shower. Please do that. Let me know what your thoughts are about this conversation regarding dupes. Again, on the list of fragrances. Dupes are everywhere. Just take a second, compare some of the luxury fragrances you have in your collection. You will be shocked. Niche does not mean luxury. It's all about the core market and consumer base of a brand. I'll see you soon. My name is Kiki. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's all love. Stay beautiful. Bye.